This is a video review of the fabulous MBTA Planner for phones running Android. Sorry iPhone folks. It provides real-time and estimated schedule time information for a particular stop. What's the difference? Well, real-time is when, let's use a bus in our example, a bus physically arrives at a particular stop. Schedule time is when the bus is supposed to be there. The app supports data from both the MBTA and Massport, but for this video review, we're just going to stick to the MBTA. Alright, as you can see from this screen, we can find out information on buses, trains like the commuter rail. We also have trains such as the subway, which has blue, green, has the Mattapan high-speed line, which is the trolley, the orange line, and the red line. And we also have ferries. So let's click on buses. As you can see, here's a list of buses on the screen. You can scroll through the list, and you basically would select your line. I have Silver Line, I have CT for those people who are always curious, by the way, for a note. But let's pick something at random. Number 80. Move this up a little bit. Now, as you can see, the list of what's called directions types. Basically, I could say inbound or outbound, but basically this is more descriptive by specifying where, in our case for buses, where it starts and where it ends, so you can always know where you're going. It's hard to know if going from Arlington Center to Hillside is inbound and Bleachmere Station to Hillside is outbound. And for this example, I need to zoom out a little bit. If you need to go back a page, you want to hit this little arrow right here, this little left arrow. Do not hit the back button on your phone, but hit this little arrow, and that will take you back a page. Using the back button on your phone will close the app in some cases. Also, if you hit the, let me just move this down a little bit, menu button on your phone, there's additional features that pop up, which I'll get to momentarily. So let me just turn that back down. So let me go back through this list, and I'm going to select a line at random, totally at random. And we're back at the direction types screen. Now the direction types not only tell you where the bus starts and ends, it also lists how many trips are for the day. Basically, a trip is basically one complete trip. When the bus drives from the start to the end point, that's one trip completed. So it tells you that in this case there are 8 trips left. So let's click on a direction. Clicking on a direction will display the list of all the stops on a particular route. The bus basically starts off at Northgate Shopping Center, goes down through the list, and it eventually ends up at Winthrop and Beachmont Station. Next, you can scroll down with your scroll bar and select a stop. If you hit this little eye icon, it will give you the schedule or real-time information for that particular stop. Pressing this little plus button will add that particular stop to a favorites, quote-unquote favorites list. The next button over is a little map. Basically will bring up what's called a route view, which displays all these stops on a map that you can see. The next icon over right here, this little star, basically takes you to your favorites list, which shows you your list of favorites. And I'll get to all these shortly. And the last icon is your help icon. So, and also one other additional feature I might as well point out here is you can hold down with your finger and it pops up a little menu with some features for what you can do, such as you can view the times, you can view the stop on the map, you can add it to your favorites, or you can see the schedule. So we are going to view the stop times. Basically, what this screen says is that the next bus to this particular stop will arrive in approximately 37 minutes and 37 seconds. There were additional times for this stop. They will be listed here below. I'm going to go back and I want to pull up an example that has multiple times. Obviously the bus runs very rare on this route, so if I select something early, there we go. The next bus to that stop is in 11 minutes 4 seconds. And then after that, you can see the next one's not until 76 minutes. Whoa, you'd be waiting for a long time if you missed the bus. This is actually real-time information. Come out a little bit, Ted. Now, at the bottom, you see some familiar buttons that I described: the add to favorites, the map, the help, the back button. There's also one other button here which displays a schedule, displays the scheduled times for that particular stop. I'll get to that in a second. But what I want to do is click on the map button so I can show you the map, the route map. Basically, the route map displays a little red dot indicating a stop on the route. You can zoom in on the map by clicking these magnifying buttons. If you zoom in far enough, the map will actually switch to street view, and so forth. Zoom out, it will revert back to normal. If you click on a point, it gives you this basic information about that particular stop on the route. But let's go back a page. And as you can see, the time has updated. It's now 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Now I want to show you the schedule. So I'm going to click on this little schedule icon. And basically, this is the stop schedule. Not the route schedule, but the times just for that particular stop in general. And the times are for the rest of the day. So if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's only going to show you the times that occur from 3 p.m. on. What you can do is you can change the time. You can also change the date if you click one of these two buttons down below. So if you say, I want to see the schedule starting at 6 a.m. It'll refresh, and that will be the base point. And then you can say, I want to see 6 a.m. tomorrow. That's the times, the schedule for 11/30/2010, 6 a.m. for that particular stop. Those are all the estimated schedule times. It was pretty useful for plotting out your day, so you can know when to get up, get dressed, and get ready and stuff. And then you can come back and use the app to see exactly when the bus is going to be there. Alright, so we're going to hit the back button again. We're going to go back the screen. And as you see, the time updated again. It's 4 minutes and 50 seconds. If you leave the app on this screen, it will constantly refresh, and that's what you see at the bottom where it says last updated. It will constantly refresh, and it refreshes about every 20 seconds or so. You don't want it to refresh too much because you'll tie up the servers. The next thing I want to point out is that little plus sign icon where I mentioned before it adds to favorites. All you have to do is click it wherever you see it at. If you have a stop selected, or if you're on this predictions view, is what I guess how you can call it, you can add that particular stop to your favorites. And as you can see, it added it. If you click it again, the system automatically knows that you just added one, or you already have one in the system, and it'll just tell you that it already exists. Now let me hit back, which will take me back to the stop list. Now as you can see, the other icon your back here still has your stops that you were previously listed before. I'm going to click the little favorites icon list. This basically displays the list of favorites that I've stored in the phone. And as you can see, there's little icons. There's an icon for the train if it's a train. There's a boat for the boats. There's also a little bus for the bus. And it tells you what line and what particular stop. And it has them all listed there. And it's ordered. Right now it's ordered by how you add them currently. Again, you can select something from the list, say like, you know, the Mattapan high-speed trolley time, and it'll give you the list of times that are arriving at that location. Alright, so I'm gonna go back, hit the back button. Back here. The other thing I want to point out is that in the bottom right hand corner there is a little question mark icon, and this tells you the help. It basically explains the functionality of all the little icons at the bottom of your screen that show up, so in case you forget, you'll be able to always remember. Alrighty, so I'm gonna hit the back button, take me back to my favorites list. So I'll hit the back button again. It takes me back to the list of lines listed here, and there's one last important feature I want to show you guys if I wrap this thing up, and that is that it also has a GPS functionality built in. So if you're lost somewhere, you're downtown or someplace and you don't know what's in the area, if you click the menu button, you get a little icon that says filter by my location. Clicking that little icon will basically turn on your little satellite tracking, and it'll find your current location. As you can see, it found my location now. When you click OK, and you look back at your list of routes, lines, if you want to call it, you'll see that the list has considerably lessened. Basically, what's listed here is all the lines near me up to, I believe, a mile radius, and it's sorted by closest. So the 238 is the closest bus to my location. You can tell that GPS is enabled because at the top you can see it says, of the list, it says data filtered by, if I can zoom in, by my location. Okay, everything else works as normal. So you can click 238 to get the list of directions. Click that and you'll get the list of stops. This isn't normal. I actually take back what I just said, everything being normal. The stop list is filtered as well, and it's also sorted by the closest stop to your location. So at the top of the list, this Center and Brook, that's the stop right down the street that I would walk to go to work or someplace. And clicking that, you'll end up getting the times, the prediction times. Okay. If you have GPS turned on, it could be turned off easily by just pressing your menu button again. Go to more, and it says clear filter location. Clicking that, basically, let me just click it because I didn't click it, will shut off your GPS and refresh the list to their normal state, which displays like all the lines and so forth. Alright, well, that is pretty much it. Nothing too fancy. Its primary use is efficiency and speed. Knowing when the bus will arrive at a particular stop is indeed very useful. Why waste time waiting when you can do other things before you leave, leave the house or leave work? The app comes in handy. There's plenty of reasons why you should use it. Like the winter's coming up. That too as well. Again, you don't want to be waiting out in the cold 15-20 minutes for the bus to show up, or to even worse case, to arrive at the bus stop and it's already have passed. The next one's not for an hour or so. So this is pretty informative tool. And the app comes with unlimited updates. It costs only $1. It's probably the amount you pay for actually a candy bar in the store costs more. You keep it forever, the lifetime on your phone. So there should be no reason why you don't have it installed. So why wait? Go out, grab your version off the Android market. In a few moments, I'm going to put up a little barcode. If you have the barcode scanner on your phone, you can scan it, and it'll take you directly to my app. Actually, let me display it right now. Open up the barcode scanner and scan it, and it should take you directly into the Android market, right towards my app. I'd like to say thanks again for watching the video. I know it's a little long, but it's very informative. So you all have a nice day.